So here I am at thelemapedia.org, and I'll put a link to this. And it's a good wiki or a good source if you're interested in, for example, understanding some archetypes. For example, if we click the Tree of Life here, and I imagine you probably understand what this is. This is the qabala. Of course, you can think this is the top of the head, and this is the bottom of the feet, or it's the bottom of the body, the base. And then maybe this would be like the chest or solar plexus. And depending on how you look at it, some people see this as the sides of the head, or the shoulders, the hips. This can either be the prostate or the womb area, and so on and so forth. Now what I like is looking at all the archetypes here. For example, first we have the negative veils, the Ein Sofer, and this is basically the nothing, the absolute nothing, and the even where nothing even exists kind of nothing, so to speak. Something like that. And then of course you've got the words for this in that. But what I'm interested in is not the Kabbalah per se, but I figured just take a look at this. Of course, if you've never studied Kabbalah, essentially you've got these spheres called the Sephira, and then you have these pathways in between them, and the tarot cards and astrology and such, and elements represent these. And then you have, of course, the worlds, which are here, which is basically the four elements, the four worlds here: material, formative, archetypal, creative, etc. And the parts of the soul, the animal soul, intellect, intuition, life force, and self. Now what I'm actually interested in here, the human body. You've got some other ones like drugs, metals, perfumes, stones, animals, plants. I'll go through some of those, but just for now I want to look at the human body. So here we are. You can see the 5 elements here. Firstly, the air element, and this is basically, if you study Hermetics or you study old school Western alchemy, Western magic, etc., this is what you want to look at. The air relates to the respiratory organs. The water relates to the organs of nutrition. What exactly does that mean? Well, I don't know. Usually we say the water relates to the bladder and the kidneys and such, so who knows. Fire to the organs of circulation, basically the veins and the heart. And sometimes they say the digestive, though sometimes the earth is digestive. And then earth, the excretory and the skeleton, and the spirit or the ether is the organs of intelligence, aka your brain and your nervous system. Going on, here we see the planets. This is the archetypes of the planets. Mercury relates to the cerebral and nervous system. Luna, or the moon, relates to the lymphatic system, and sometimes also the reproductive, specifically the gonads and the prostate of the womb. Venus relates to the genitals, Jupiter to the digestive, also liver, Mars to the muscles, Sol or Sun to circulatory, and Saturn to excretory. So that is it, breaking it down from 5 elements to 7 planets. Now we'll go to zodiac for the parts of the body. Aries, of course, is the head and the face. If you look at the top of the brain, Aries is the top, that top part of the brain. Well, Taurus is more, if you split the head into half, you split it from maybe the eyeballs, you got the bottom jaw, the mouth, and the lower brain, that would more be Taurus, while the upper brain would be the Aries. So anything that stimulates the upper brain and the head, for better or for worse, is very Aries-esque and relates to the will, etc. Taurus, it says shoulders and arms. Debatable. I would more, as I said, put Taurus as the jaw and the throat, and then Gemini as the shoulders and arms. Though, who knows, And then Gemini, the lungs, and as I said, it's also the shoulders, it can be in arms. Cancer, okay, this one's a bit strange, the stomach. I would actually put Cancer as the breast region, the chest, pectoral region specifically. Leo is the heart and the circulatory. It says here Virgo, the back. Virgo also is the digestive and the belly. You know, the people who have a prominent belly, the idea of being kind of barrel shaped, etc., is related to the Virgo. You know, a woman who's pregnant will have, you know, her belly will be large. And Libra, it says here the liver, that's interesting. I usually put the Libra as the kidneys, so the mid-back. Sometimes you could say the mid-back Scorpio, but usually the mid-back is Libra. Also the kind of lower belly region, maybe the bladder. Again, that's debatable whether it's Libra and Scorpio. It says here Scorpio, the intestines. Again, debatably, I would put it more as the genitals and the prostate, the womb, so the internal reproductive areas. Sometimes even the bladder as well. Sagittarius, hips and thighs, I would agree with that as well. Capricorn says the genital system, that's interesting. Usually the knees is more what they, you know, put as the knees and the bones. Aquarius, kidneys, bladder. Interesting. Again, traditionally it is the ankles, which is Aquarius, but the ankles do relate to bladder and, you know, kidneys and bladder, so there is a relation between that. And Pisces, the legs and the feet. And then we have the body. Air is related to the breath, or the, I guess, fluids and substances. It is related to the breath. Water is to what's chyle and lymph. What is chyle? Chyle is a milky fluid containing fat droplets which drain from the lacteals of the small intestine into the lymphatic system during digestion. Emulsified fats and lymph. Okay. Then fire, of course, again related to the blood, the sun, the veins, etc. Earth to solid structures and tissues, so flesh, skin, bones. Spirit to semen and marrow. Bodily functions, air to speaking and thought, water to holding nutrition, fire to moving, moving or action, earth to excreting and matter, spirit to generating and magic or kind of mental qualities. Now here is the relations between the Sephira and illnesses. If you didn't know, of course, Malkut is the earth, Yesod is the moon, Hod is Mercury, Nizak is Venus, Tiferes is the sun, Gebura is Mars, Chet Hesed is Jupiter, Binah is Saturn, Chokmah is, this one actually has it correct. A lot of them are wrong. A lot of them, actually no, this one is wrong. Whoops, this is wrong, I think. Well, it's debatable whether it's wrong or right, whatever. Chokmah, Neptune, I would agree. Keter, I would put as Uranus, and Dart as Pluto, because Dart is kind of the darkness, the hidden Sephira, which is the throat. I would put it as Pluto, because it's kind of the underworld. And Uranus is like a super sun. It's like sun, Super Saiyan 2 sun. Here we go, the 10 Sephira. Keter, top of the head, I guess, is death. Chokmah, insanity. Binah, dementia or amnesia, forgetting. Hesed, dropsy. What is dropsy? That is fluid buildup. You can kind of think Hesed, kind of fluid. Gebura, fever, so hot. See, hot. This is kind of Gebura, hot or fever. Hesed is excessive, water buildup. So they're opposites. Tiferet is skin lesions. Heart lesions. Nizak is skin troubles. Hod is nerve troubles, related to Mercury, of course. Yesod is impotence, and Malkut is sterility. Sterility at the root, impotence at the actual internal reproductive center and gonads. And then we have air fluxes, I don't know what that means. Water, chills, fire, fever, earth sluggishness, spirit, death, awful insanity. Ataraxia, interesting, what is that? Poor muscle control, okay. So poor muscle control, Mercury. Lunar is menstrual disorders or any kind of prostate disorders. Venus is syphilis, gonorrhea, so sexual based illnesses. Jupiter is gout. Gout's like a crystallization of urea in parts of the body, kind of nasty. Mars, inflammation, as you would assume. Soul repletion, does that mean like like not enough blood. And then Saturn, arteriosclerosis. I think that's something to do with the frame of the body. Vascular disorder, the blah blah blah. Okay, high blood pressure, diabetes, yeah, something like that. And then we've got more here, etc. You can look these up if you're interested. Going on, let's go to the drug section. Again, if you can understand the centers, you can then understand different herbs. So again, Keta, elixir vitae, elixir of life, Hokma, hashish, cocaine, Banar, belladonna, soma, Hesed, opium, etc., etc. Peppermint for air, cerebral excitants. So here you go. If you were trying to understand how to make specific drugs relating to the planets, of course, Mercury, the nerves, would be cerebral excitants. Venus, aphrodisiacs, of course, as you assume. Jupiter, cocaine, your soul. Alcohol, depends. Alcohol can be kind of Venetian as well. Going here, Pisces, all narcotics is, of course. Aphrodisiacs for Virgo, very interesting. Basically things that stop you from being horny. Metallic or mineral drugs. Aurum potable, so edible gold. Hokmah's phosphorus, Banar's silver. Gibra, it's iron or sulfur. Nazak is arsenic. Hod is mercury. Yesed is lead. And magnesium sulfate, I think, for Malkuth. And then mercury, water sulfates, fire nitrates, Saturn, lead, earth, business, spirit, carbon. Interesting. Here, of course, we have the, as you would assume, the basic metals, which relate to the archetypes. If you're interested in stones, diamonds, the Keta, why is diamond so important, or why is it so loved? Because it is, very high on that. And rocks, impure but crystalline rocks is kind of Malkuth. Again, ruby Mars, sapphire, obviously very Jupiter, lapis lazuli, stuff like that. You look at the animals. Tiferet, the phoenix, the lion, the child spider, pelican. Unicorn for Hesed, that's kind of cool. Banar, the woman. Hokmah, the man. Of course, God is and the dragon, the negative veils, which is the above. It's quite interesting. The air, eagle, man, and also Mercury, I think, is man, or I think so. Yeah, or you could look at the zodiac. The ram, the owl, the bull, magpie, parrot, zebra, penguin, crab, turtle, sphinx, etc. We also have plants. Lotus and rose, interesting, the negative veil. And for Malkuth, willow, of course, painkiller, willow. Ivy, very earthly, pomegranate, all grains and cereals. So if you're looking for just some basic herbs to, what stimulates the nerves? Well, these things maybe, who knows? What stimulates the generative systems, these kinds of things. Sunflower relating to the sun, hellebore, nightshade, all these things, very, very dark, Saturnian plants. So anyway, perfumes, that's an interesting one. I don't know much about perfumes, so I can't really, I like that. All sweet virginal odors, menstrual blood, camphor, delicious. Oh, nice. Venus, soft, voluptuous odors. This is good. I haven't gotten a huge dictionary on how to describe smells, so I think I'll have to read through this and understand it a little bit, I think. Pepper, well, there's spicy, hot, pungent things from Mars. I guess this is just smells, instead of perfume, it'd just be smells. So what is Jupiter? All generous over saffron, sandalwood, myrtle for Venus. Saturn is sulfur, edel, yes, things like shit and that kind of stuff. Cinnamon for soul, glorious, you can uplifting, nice smells. Mercury is like complicated spices. You know, nutmeg's a stimulating kind of. It's a sharp, kind of fugitive, whatever that means. Of course, if you want to look at it as the zodiac, you can see some here, and I'll leave it about that. Personally, I'm not really interested in the Kabbalah. I'm more interested in, you know, the planets, the elements, all that kind of stuff. So that's more my thing. Yeah, I'll leave this one with that. So check this website out if you want, thelemapedia. And, you know, you can do your own research, do a little bit of understanding, of course. And feel free to check the links in the description. And have a nice day.